delirious with pneumonia for several days. Narciso's death is declared an accident by the coroner. When Andrew enters Antonio's sickroom, he seems uncomfortable. After he leaves, Ultima assures Antonio that he didn't reveal Andrew's secret in his delirium. Maria likes to hear Antonio read prayers in both English and Spanish. Unlike many of their people, she wants her children to know both languages. Leon and Eugene come to visit for Christmas. They bought a car in Las Vegas but have totaled it during the drive to Guadalupe. The tension between Gabriel and his sons grows. When Leon and Eugene leave for Santa Fe, Andrew goes with them. Summary: Diocesius. Antonio hopes that his first communion will bring him an understanding of why Tenorio's evil goes unpunished. Tenorio confronts Antonio on his way home from school one day. He shouts that another of his daughters is dying and vows to kill Ultima, but he hurries away without harming Antonio. When Antonio reports Tenorio's threats, Ultima assures him that Tenorio won't ambush her as easily as he did Narciso. Advertisement. Summary: Diocesiate. Antonio and his friends begin taking catechism lessons with Father Burns. That spring, fierce dust storms incite rumors of the atomic bomb. Antonio eagerly looks forward to receiving the knowledge of God. Gabriel laughs when Antonio reports that some people think the atomic bomb has caused the fierce dust storms. He replies that the wind is the voice of the Llano. By blowing dust in their faces, it is telling the people that they have sucked the land dry with overgrazing. Although he doesn't believe in God, Florence attends the catechism lessons because he wants to be with his friends. Florence's mother died when he was 3, and his father slowly killed himself with drink. Now his sisters are prostitutes at Rosie's house. He asks Antonio why God would do such things to him. Antonio cannot answer because these are the very questions that haunt Antonio himself. When Antonio and Florence are late to catechism lessons, Father Burns punishes Florence but not Antonio. Florence stands patiently in the aisle, holding his arms out to his side, while Bones quietly vandalizes a pew near the oblivious Father Burns. Father Burns tells a frightening story to explain how long eternity is. He tells the children to imagine that they must move a huge pile of sand across the ocean by allowing a little bird to move 1 grain of sand at a time. When the bird has finished moving the pile of sand, the first day of eternity has passed. Advertisement. Summary: Diocesiaco. Antonio begs Florence to go through with confession and communion to save himself an eternity in hell. Samuel suggests that the golden carp might be a better god for Florence. They decide to take Florence to see him during the summer. Maria buys Antonio a new suit for his first confession and communion. Antonio's friends decide to make him pretend to be a priest so he can hear their confessions. The children gather around, eager to listen. Horse confesses that he made a hole to see into the girls' bathroom at school. Antonio assigns a penance and remembers the golden carp's prophecy. Bones confesses an even more titillating sin, witnessing 2 high school students having sex, and Antonio gives him the same penance as Horse. When the children try to force Florence to play along, Florence states that he has no sins because God has sinned against him. The children shrink in horror and suggest beating, stoning, or killing him for his blasphemy. Antonio shouts that he absolves Florence of all his sins. The children fall on Antonio in anger and begin to beat him. They stop only when the priest calls them into the church for confession. Florence tells Antonio that he should have given him a penance, adding that Antonio could never be their priest.